Welcome to our podcast of discussing law cases. Before we start our discussion, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Putri Bagisnur Hakim, and my student number is 81142244. I'm one of the students of Regional Autonomy Law course that held every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Class of 2022 that taught by Mr. Dani Mutada as AGM AGM PA PhD and Mr. Zidni Ilmah Fazada MH SMH. And in this occasion, I'm not alone.
Hello, my name is Safra Nolitaini and my student ID number is 81142248. By the way, do you know that Indonesia had eight provinces at the beginning of its independence, but now Indonesia has 38 provinces and 514 regencies.
Oh wow, I think it's because of the regional expansion, isn't it? Regional expansion is the separation of a province or regency into two or more regions. This means that regional expansion is one of the steps in informing a region through splitting, whereas the other step is through merging regions. Nah, I think we have to discuss it deeply because we don't know yet. Is there any challenges to applicate it, or maybe there are some inefficiencies and offenses in its implementation?
You're right. Bearing in mind, the formation of regional government is amended in Article 18 of the Constitution and is the right of each region. Of course, regional expansion must still be carried out with certain consideration. Apart from that, regional expansion is also regulated in Law Number 23 of 2014 concerning regional government and government regulation Number 78 of 2007 concerning procedures for the formation, deletion, and merger of regions.
Oh yeah, I've read several provisions regarding the implementation of regional expansion in the legislation. So for the regional expansion to be carried out, prospective government, both provincial and regency, must fulfill several requirements, such as based on Article 39 of the Regional Government Law, establishing a preparatory region within a period of 3 years, within is the reign period for provincial government areas a minimum of 10 years and 7 years for district governmental. In its origination, it must go through the decision of each regional people's representative assembly or DPRD and the relevant regional heads, which are based on the aspiration of the majority of the local community. Apart from that, recommendation and studies from the Minister of Home Affairs and the Regional Autonomy Advisory Council, or DPOD, are also needed for regional expansion. The study must also meet several indicators such as population, economic capacity, regional potential, etc.
Yes, and of course, there must be government infrastructure such as proof of legal ownership owned or controlled by the regional government for the regional heads of regional community services, and in Article 8 of the government regulation that I've mentioned before, it is explained that the area coverage for a province is a minimum of 5 districts or cities, for a district a minimum of 5 sub-districts, and for a city a minimum of 4 sub-districts.
In the government regulation that you have mentioned before, it is also explained procedures or provincial and district expansion in detail. After all the requirements are collected and fulfilled, the minister conducts research and provides recommendation to the president if regional expansion is really necessary, with suggestion and consideration from DPOD as well. After that, a draft of regulation relating to the new region must be drawn up, and within a maximum period of 6 months, the region must be inaugurated and the regional head must be appointed. The formation of regional apparatus is carried out by appointing officials assisted by the head of the parent region, together with the minister in the case of a new province and the governor in the case of a new district or city. And the local government apparatus is prioritized for civil servants in the parent region with competence. It also explains the funding for financing regional expansion that comes from APBD of the origin region and is assisted by grants and financial assistance from other regions. Regarding assets and their transfer are also regulated in the regulation.
Even though the regulation governing them are complete and clear, in their implementation there are still problems such as competition for assets and resources between parent regions and expansion regions, political stability has not been fully achieved, and use of funds that are not on target. Not to mention the negative impact that can arise from regional expansion, such as the emergence of social conflict in society because each other wants to be dominant, conflict between regions, a decrease in regional income and population, the desire to be separated from Indonesia, which threatens the stability and security of the country, triggering unhealthy competition which can causing corruption, collusion, and nepotism. And if regions cannot adapt and instead depend on grants and assistance from other regions, I'm surprised why expansion is still being carried out.
Well, you have to know that regional expansion is needed to fulfill regional societies' rights that have been explained in our constitution. Other than that, regional expansion is needed to increase public service so that it can create social welfare. Public service in a regional government with a large geographical area are feared to cause inefficiency. In addition, the distance of the span of control between the government and the community can be an administrative burden for the community to access their rights. So that to improve service and can be done by bringing service closer to the community through regional expansion. For example, West Irian Jaya Province, which is an expansion of Papua Province, and Kairom Regency, which is an expansion of Jayapura Regency, due to geographical constraints, infrastructure, and minimal transportation facilities. Through regional expansion, it is expected to create fairness in filling public position so that there are no more people who feel their existence is not considered by the government and treated unfairly by the majority group of government rulers. And it's expected that there will be more massive community participation in terms of government implementation. Equalization of development can be implemented, and the existence of regional expansion creates competition among local government in offering service, tax, and investment so that they will have a good impact on regional income. Community is easier to reach security service. The focus of security and order guards becomes narrower so that it is more focused in its implementation. Regional expansion can also improve the harmonious relationship between the center and the regions so that the local government help the central government control over a region without requiring the center government to check things one by one. It can also accelerate the management of regional potential.
Yes, that's right. Recently, there was a new expansion area. Not too new, but not too old either.
Oh, really? Where?
Yes, in Papua province, they are carrying out regional expansion because the population distribution in Papua is uneven. This causes the government span of control to be too wide and too far, so that the service and supervision function in government administration and community development are less effective and efficient. Because of this expansion, the government promulgated law number 14, 15, and 16 of 2022 relate to the new expansion areas, namely the provinces of South Papua, Central Papua, and Mountain Papua. However, in the process of realizing the expansion, at that time, there was resistance from the local community, reaching 75%, and the expansion process had the potential to fail because there was not enough preparation period.
Oh, but in response to these obstacles, the government can do various things actually if there is political will from policymakers and the urgency to expand Papua province. This includes holding a discussion forum so that it can provide understanding for the communities so that they do not continue to reject and increase the preparation period so that the expansion area can successfully develop. However, if it is necessary to have a limited time so that the preparation period is made as short as possible, the consequence is that the parent and the central government must maintain the beginning of the expansion period until the area can stand on its own. And yes, now we can see that there are various changes, right?
Yes, right. Bureaucratic processes that previously felt slow have become faster. Permits and administration have progressed. Manokrawi has become busier, and the area around Manokrawi, which initially looked closed and isolated, has become open.
Oh, that's good. It's a good thing actually. Yeah, through that example that what we have discussed before, we know that regional expansion should be done using careful consideration. Sorry, it is have to be done because, yeah, it's necessary things to do, using careful consideration and research to avoid failure and huge losses for the country. Yeah, I think we have to end our discussion in this podcast. Hope you enjoy our video. See you in another occasion. Bye.